Oh gosh. Okay. Hi guys. Hey, it is Voices from the Vortex.
I'm Matt.
Welcome. Yes, I am Taylor.
Thanks. Yes, he is. He is in fact Taylor.
Yes, I've checked. We've and welcome to the show.
Hi,
it's
guys.
it's episode 6.
It's about time.
Well, it is because it's been about a couple months.
Don't tell them.
Okay.
Don't tell them. It's been since yesterday. I thought that was our catchphrase. That's why I was doing that.
Oh, it's about time. Oh, I get it. It's about time. That should be our new catchphrase.
Waka waka.
It is. It's our new catchphrase.
Good.
We'll use it. I'll put it up on the blog.
Sweet.
Really perfect. So.
Hello.
Yeah. How have you been?
I have been, as we're going to talk about, I have been very excited, and my excitement has been increasing day after day.
It certainly has. For the longest time, it was like we had nothing. Nothing.
It was just nothing. It was the drought to end all droughts. It was
yeah.
The barren wastelands of Silencio, Utah.
Yes,
it was
and then
horrid.
and then the dam of Rassilon broke, and holy crap!
Is that a thing?
Yeah, there's
the dam of Rassilon.
He
became a city planner after he ruled the Time Lords.
The city planner.
Planner Rassilon. And over here, we shall put our putt mini golf
of Rassilon
to play the game of Rassilon.
It's like everything of Rassilon. Here, I will put the water fountain of Rassilon.
This will be the YMCA of Rassilon.
So anyway, the dam broke, and holy cow!
Yeah.
It was like poster, and then it was like short little teaser trailer, and then it was like another little
pictures. It was
50th trailer, and then there were pictures, and then holy cow!
And then there it was.
2 trailers.
We opened the door. And all of a sudden, South America was like, hey, we're going to leak this for you. You're welcome.
Yeah. Yes, thank you.
Thanks, Portuguese.
Gracias, senores and senoritas. We are so happy that you did that.
So everyone knows we're actually recording this on Saturday. This is 2 weeks officially from today. Will be the 50th anniversary. So I'm sure you're going to hear it sooner.
Yes, and we have exciting news because...
yeah.
Yes. The Monday after the episode airs, Matt and I will be going to see it in the theater in 3D.
Woo!
Yeah. Oh. And I don't know about Matt, but I will be dressing up in costume.
I will be in a costume of a person named Matt going to see the film. I'm kidding.
You have a blazer and a bow tie. Throw it on. Come on.
I have a tweed jacket, yes.
There you go.
I'm pretty sure I can put something together.
Oh, there you go.
It will happen.
Yes. We will be uber dorks at the theater.
Oh my god. They'll see us coming, like, walking up. They'll be like, oh my god, if they pull out sonic screwdrivers, they're here for Doctor Who. And we'll walk up with our sonic screwdrivers, and that's how you know.
Maybe there'll be a thing, like, before the movie. It'll be like, please silence all sonic screwdrivers before the movie.
Silence?
Silence? Oh.
Those poor theater workers.
Yes, I know. Okay, so.
I apologize.
There's a lot to talk about.
Go
and we'll get to it, but first.
I just want to say I apologize to all of our listeners real quick. I have a very stuffy nose, so it might come out sounding very stuffy.
Oh, that's okay. Some of the really old episodes I listened to, I was like, man, I must have been sick or something.
You were for like 8 months. You were just cold.
It was like I was Bert from Sesame Street. All right, so anyway.
I just want to read my book.
Yes, about pigeons.
All
right, so anyway.
Of Rassilon.
Of Rassilon, the pigeons of Rassilon. All right, so there's been some exciting news in the world of Who. If this 50th anniversary wasn't enough,
right?
They have found several missing old episodes, like in some country far off. I don't know what, but
it was like an African country. It was
Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe.
It's Zimbabwe or
Ethiopia.
Yeah, I think it was Ethiopia. But they found like a whole bunch.
Yes, which is fairly ridiculous that it's been hiding out there all this time. But hey,
yeah.
Was there like a big dig where like they had to get a whole bunch of people together and they were digging deep into the night? And, the Nazis were looking over them with like machine guns, making sure that they were working because somewhere there's the map room to Doctor Who.
What I want to know is like.
Yeah, it was a rating.
What did they find? Did they find like a bunch of VHS tapes or like a bunch of old and then they're like, what are these? And they put them in and they watch them all and they're like, oh, we should tell someone.
I think I like the Pertwee guy better anyway.
Yeah.
No.
So yeah, I know that they've released two Second Doctor ones.
Yes.
But I heard there were like 100 found or something.
Well, it's a bunch of like random episodes.
Yeah.
From the missing stuff for both Hartnell and Troughton.
Yeah.
But apparently they have the England actually has to like bid for them or something. They're not just being given.
Which why not? Like, what? Just give them. Like, let me make a copy real fast. You can have it back. I got 2 Betamax players like hooked up to each other, guys. It'll be good. It'll take me as much time as it is. I'll give it right back.
I just want to watch it, then I want to watch it stoned, okay? And then I'll give it to you. Just give me a minute.
Let's see, what else? So last time we said, hey, send us fan questions, and holy cow, a friend of mine sent me a whole crap ton of questions.
Oh, good.
So we will only answer like a couple of them
throughout the program.
We'll save them for later.
Oh, this is going to be good.
Okay,
I'm going to like this.
This is from B. Schmitterer.
Schmitterer. Sorry.
Schmitterer.
I apologize. That sounds like a great last name.
Yeah. No, that's okay. I've laughed at his last name for you. I went to college with him, and so I give him a hard time. Okay. But he had some good questions. The first is, which companion do you most relate to?
Oh, God. Ooh, that's a good question. Yeah.
I'm going to go with the obvious, Rory.
Sure.
Because, 1, he's the man. 2...
Your nose is huge.
Yes, I have a big nose like him. We look very similar. But also, there's that whole thing with him and Amy and stuff like that, and being married myself. It's the married couple, so I really kind of relate to that.
That's good.
But yeah,
I can see it. Mm-hmm. Okay, fair enough. I personally, I think I most identify with, let's say Martha Jones, because I'm a strong, independent black woman trying to make it in the world.
Who don't need no man, who don't need no doctor.
I am the doctor. No, what companion do I... Jeez, what a question. That any Doctor Who fan would ever think of. Good job.
I guess it means, like, their story and, like, their personality and...
Yeah. Oh, I gotcha. I'm going to go a little old Who school on everyone here.
Old school.
Old Who school. Whool, perhaps? Old Whool.
Old school.
There are days that I feel very much so like Adric.
Yes.
Impertinent, brilliant, and everybody hates me. It's true.
And you'll never know if you were right.
I'll never know if I was right. Damn you, Cybermen. It's what killed the dinosaurs? Adric. Oh.
Oh no.
Too soon?
Yeah.
Too soon. Of New Who, though, I guess I kind of feel... I don't know. I guess I kind of feel like... and I'll stick by it. I kind of feel like Martha Jones. Just that... No, she's dedicated to the stuff that she wants to do in life. Easily sidetracked, apparently, by space and time. And...
As we are.
Right. And occasionally finds comfort and solace in historical characters, like Shakespeare. So yeah, just like Martha Jones.
There you go. All right, let's do one more real fast. And this is something we've already talked about, so it'll be fast. He also asked, do you feel it's a different series between the 9th and 10th Doctor and the 11th Doctor? So obviously the Russell T Davies and the Moffat.
Right.
I mean, the answer is yes.
God, yes.
Definitely, yeah. Go ahead. You've got. Yeah.
Oh no, I was just gonna say this last series, series 7, I feel has probably connected more with old Who, or I'm sorry, with Davies Who. Asylum of the Daleks, in particular, bringing back Unit a couple of times there too. I feel in the Power 3, I feel like this most recent season is a little more Davies era connected. And then, of course, obviously with the 50th coming up, that David Tennant is in it. That's kind of a tip-off.
And Billy Piper.
And their TARDIS. And the Daleks. I think Russell T Davies just like shows up at one point in time. He's like, hello!
Like Stan Lee. If Moffat or Russell T Davies makes a cameo in this, I will be so pleased.
I want the Bold to be having dinner somewhere as like a fight happens outside the window, like in the old X-Men comics, and they're like, Steven, do you think these kids these days are really up to? So, I don't know, Russell.
And then they like get into some argument. You're like, well, at least I don't, whatever.
At least when I did the show, there wasn't Big Bang 2. It would have been Dalek Bang 2.
Yeah.
The impulse to do that entire conversation right now, though, is pretty heavy.
Yes, we must we have more things to talk about.
More important things to waste people's time with.
But no, definitely a different series.
It is, very much so.
Yes, I feel like it became... One of the things that I've heard is, and I agree with completely, is that when Moffat took over, it became more of a fairy tale type adventure show. There was that science was there, but it was more almost fantasy.
Well, and you can see that in that how, like, Tennant's Doctor and Eccleston's Doctor, it was very today's world London. It always came back to the present in London. And everything felt like, not soap opera-ish, but just that, like, it was like you could have seen that on daytime TV,
Yeah,
They kept coming back to, Jackie's flat for the first 2 seasons. They kept coming back to the now. But Ledworth is sort of like this mythical place. It's this sleepy little town. We met a bunch of people in the very first Matt Smith episode that we will never see again, and you're just like, oh, there were people there.
And like Amy's parents, you see them
once.
You never see them again.
It's much more. It's much more fantasy. Much more the magical kind of fantasy.
Yeah, I'm surprised we saw Rory's dad twice.
Look, I see Rory's dad every time I rewatch the Harry Potter's movie. I'm okay. Harry Potter's movie.
Harry's Potter's movie.
They are the hairiest
films. Yeah. Hey-o. All right.
Hey-o. It is a
so there are many more questions, and we will get to them.
Yes.
Next time.
Excellent.
But forget about that crap. It's time for. Basically, this whole episode will be a, oh my god, that promo trailer thing. Yeah.
On a spaceship.
Yes, on a spaceship with Crazy Joe We're going to bring them all in. Crazy Bill. How could I forget Bill Skaldak?
Bill Skaldak.
Yes.
Of Rassilon.
So.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Back up.
Okay, let's back up. We'll back up to the poster. Okay.
Oh yes.
They released this poster about a month ago, I would say. You got Matt Smith on it. You got Tennant on it. You got John Hurt kind of walking. And there's like an explosion. There's like a Dalek exploding.
There was a lot on that poster, dude.
Yeah, there was a lot. Well, there was a lot in that little space, of where he was, but the rest of it was kind of space and them standing there.
Right.
And we've come to find out the name of the episode is The Day of the Doctor.
The Day of the Doctor.
Yes.
Unlike the Night of the Doctor, which will be a thing.
Which will be a thing. And maybe if we can get around to it, we may do a short episode on that before the actual thing. We'll see.
We'll try.
We'll try.
I mean, we did like 8 of them just last week, so, you know.
Yeah. So it's the Day of the Doctor. So what that means, we'll come to find out. It may be a sort of misdirect as the name of the Doctor was, you know, where
right.
You know, we were like, oh, are we going to learn his name? And it was like, no, the name became something else.
The entire episode is going to take place at night, so it is a complete misdirect.
It's not even a day. Yeah,
it's only 8 hours. It's not a full day. Like, seriously, Moffat, really? Thanks.
It's a leap day, so it's like one of those days that doesn't even exist.
It takes place on leap day, so it's not even a real day. It's a Doctor Who kind of day.
Yeah. Let's see. Some other things on the poster that were interesting, which we'll bring up again later. Bad Wolf.
Yes.
It says Bad Wolf on the wall. I think this will be important. At first I'm like, oh, that's funny, Bad Wolf. But it's like, well, hold on, why would they put it there? Unless it was going to be a thing.
Right. And that's a good point. Like, why would Bad Wolf be coming back?
Right. That's yeah. I mean, which is really interesting because Bad Wolf is one of my favorite things from the show.
Right.
Like, the first season, I thought that was so awesome. And I feel like it's good enough, you know, as its own thing. And even when they brought it back in season 4,
right,
with they didn't really bring it back. It was just the TARDIS was translating everything as Bad Wolf.
Well, that was the message she gave, because she knew that would get his attention.
Right.
Well, and it wasn't
the actual.
That's a huge theme for Davies' run. I mean, not just that it was the first big, like, year-long thing, but that Bad Wolf carried through with Rose. That Bad Wolf was present, you know, in season 4. That Bad Wolf defined Rose's interaction with the Doctor, and that we would see that again.
Yeah.
You know? And then season 2, you have the Mark of the Wolf about you, and in season 4, Bad Wolf was the words that tipped off the Doctor that Rose was involved. And so maybe all of Bad Wolf is more than just Rose's interaction. Maybe this has something to do with this mysterious Doctor.
Yeah, and we'll get to this because when we get to the trailer, I'll have something to say about it also.
Will you?
Yes, I will.
I love it when you have something to say about it. I don't know why that was funny to me.
Let's see. Okay, and then they came out with... we saw some more pictures. I mean, we've seen some already, but they came out with some more. You know, Tennant pointing at something. Matt Smith looking
John Hurt
angry.
In a bikini. It was really a crazy day.
Yes. Yeah, it was. Clara doing something with Kate Lethbridge Stewart. Yeah. And so, I mean, really, again, not much. It was just like, here's a picture of the character. It's like, okay.
Any number of things could be happening right now.
Like, exactly. What are they looking at? You know.
Why are they looking at it?
Yeah. What's David Tennant pointing at? What's going on? Yeah.
What for are thou face being like that for?
Forsooth.
Forsooth?
So...
and
then they came out with this synopsis, which I will read. Here we go.
Okay. Read the synopsis.
It says, 2013, something terrible is awakening in London's National Gallery. In 1562, a murderous plot is afoot in Elizabethan England.
Yep.
And somewhere in space, an ancient battle reaches its devastating conclusion.
Yeah.
All of reality is at stake as the Doctor's own dangerous past comes back to haunt him.
Okay, go fuck yourself, Moffat. Yeah, I think you just summed up the entire show in 50 years worth in one little clip.
Yeah.
Something's happening in the present. Something's happening in the past. Perhaps it's the greatest battle of all time. Reality is threatened. Doctor Who. That's every freaking episode.
Yeah, it's for real.
Come on now. Come on. It's the worst synopsis ever.
Yeah, so we still didn't have much. And then, holy crap.
Finally. People, you all know this. We've been waiting for anything since before Comic-Con, which was in April. And remember, Comic-Con's where they released the trailer. What we're seeing now is what they showed like 8 months ago to like 10,000 people. And for no good reason, didn't show anyone else ever.
No.
2 weeks before, we get a trailer.
Hey, I'm glad it was at least 2 weeks before instead of
like next week.
Next week or like the day before.
2 days before. By the way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey.
We made an episode with 2 doctors in it.
It's gonna be on soon. You guys should check it out.
You should check it out. We've been on air for 50 years. It's crazy. Yeah. Crazy talk.
So the first thing we get is this little clip. Which really didn't give us much, but it was kind of interesting. You got the Doctor and Clara, and they're at the National Gallery, like as that synopsis said there.
Right.
And they're like, someone says, I don't know who, but someone says, here are
Elizabeth's
credentials. Which, what the heck does that mean? And then they pull down the sheet, and it's a painting, and it looks like Gallifrey.
It looks like the
all
Citadel of the
ablaze,
Time Lords.
you know. So, yeah. And Clara says you know, my favorite catchphrase, but that's not possible.
It's not possible. On a spaceship.
And that was it. Yeah.
Did you notice the girl, the woman standing behind them?
Yes.
In the lab coat with the giant scarf.
The giant scarf. That character, from what I've read, she's supposed to be a fan of the Doctor and all his work that he's done in the past. Wait, she works for UNIT.
Is UNIT just full of fans?
I guess so.
There was that one guy from Planet of the Dead. That was just like, I love you.
I love you.
I love you.
I love you. I like that kid. That was funny. Oh, he's brilliant.
He's brilliant.
He was great. Well, I mean, why wouldn't there be? They should all be fans. Come on now. He's a legend around there.
He used to work for them.
Yeah, that's right.
He's their boss. They don't love him. He'll throw him to the Vortex.
That's right.
They'll go to bed one night,
Cybermen.
Present day, and they'll wake up 3,000 years later.
So, I think we've stalled long enough. Let's talk about the trailer.
Oh, wait. Do one of those questions. No, let's do the trailer.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so...
Dude, that trailer.
I know. So there are 2 of them. But we'll just kind of mash them together in our discussion here. There's one, and then the next day there was an extended one.
Which actually left out a shot that I really loved from the first one, which was John Hurt wandering some desert, holding onto a satchel.
Yeah.
Coming across like some barren wasteland town or something.
Yeah.
I just really love that shot. I thought it was so... But they took it out of the extended. I thought it was cool.
There's so many... Oh my god, there's so many good things in this.
Holy crap.
There's a Fez in there.
There's both of them noticing they're both doing the glasses things.
Yeah. And then there's like they're like, oh, that's lovely.
Look at that. Yeah.
And then there's the whole like sonic screwdrivers equals penis gag. You know, like, oh, mine's bigger. And then David Tennant extends his, like, oh my god, that's the best part.
The 2 of them sitting down at the same time, crossing their arms, their legs exactly the same time.
Oh, yeah. Which, I saw this today on the internet. It was that, remember, like, a long time ago, somebody tweeted a picture of both of their shoes.
Oh, of them sitting, yeah.
That's probably where that's from, when they were filming that scene. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Let's see. Oh gosh.
Okay. There's a billion other things we're going to talk about. There's one thing I want to remark on that I really, 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 really loved. The scene with all of them in the Doctor's TARDIS. All of them in Smith's Doctor's TARDIS, and the Tennant goes, "Oh, you've redecorated. I don't like it." That line, besides being hilarious, that's from the Three Doctors. That's from the episode, the 15th anniversary. With the second Doctor, Troughton, talking about the Pertwee's TARDIS.
Yeah. And then Eleven said that before, right? When he went over to Craig's house the second time.
Yes.
He said, "Oh, you've decorated. I don't like it." You know. Oh, I mean, Eleven's face when 10 says that is like the funniest thing. He's like,
so hurt.
He's like, so offended.
What?
He's like. There's another interesting line in this one where, and we kind of talked about this last time. Smith says, "I remember this almost," or something like you know. Like, and because we talked about that, like, well, what are they going to do? Like, how are they going to not remember this? You know what I mean?
Right.
And, like, that's kind of my question on some of those old ones, too, where they had all those doctors there. It's like, well, how did the other doctor not remember? And, I mean, he's lived a long time, yes. But you think you'd remember meeting
Well, but keep in
yourself.
mind, too, you know, whenever the two doctors end up meeting like this, if it's still a question of which Tennant Doctor is this, but if this is the Doctor, not Meta-Doctor, then it's possible, A, because they met, it gets erased from their minds, B, if we do in fact go back to the Time War and see the day of the moment, with the day of the Doctor, where the Doctor has to make that choice, perhaps that moment has been pulled out of time, so they can't remember. C, perhaps Bad Wolf has something to do. We'll talk about this in a second, but the Bad Wolf with Rose, perhaps that's what erases it from their mind. Or D, maybe he does remember it, but he forces himself to forget because he doesn't want to know.
Yeah. You know, one of the best lines in this, which is why I think this is Dr. 10 and not Metacrisis. There's a couple of reasons why I think this. One of them is the whole Elizabeth thing. I mean, that's something that he, you know, that happens after Journey's End. So that happens after Waters of Mars. So this is post Waters of Mars Doctor. He's seen that ood. He's like, oh no, I'm going to die.
Right.
So he's kind of got that attitude, and he goes on this farewell tour, and I guess maybe this happens during that.
But Rose is there.
What am I... Well, I'll get to that. Okay. Hold on, I'll get to that.
Okay.
I think one of my favorite lines in this trailer, one of the favorite moments, is when Tennant goes, "For once, I'd like to know where I'm headed," or whatever. Yeah. And Matt Smith says, "No, you don't," or whatever.
Yeah.
Believe me, you don't.
Yeah.
And that kind of echoes what you're saying there, is that Smith doesn't want, he forces this thing out of his memory.
Right.
He doesn't want to remember this part.
Okay, so taking a step back for a second, before this trailer came out, there was the 50 years of Doctor Who trailer.
Yeah.
There's something I wanted to point out about that trailer, though. As they're going through at the end, going past all the different doctors, there's a man who has his back to us. And you don't see him, but he's kind of like, you don't see his face, but it's like he's moving, like towards the Doctor, but he's got his arm outstretched. Now, what's interesting about this is, oh god, okay, so what's interesting about this is he's got his arm outstretched, but it's really long. Like, it doesn't look like a normal length of an arm.
Yeah.
If you actually take that picture and you look at it closely, that's a still of that, it almost looks like he's holding a gun. And it's dark where the hand is holding it, so it just looks like an extension of his arm. The reason why it's interesting is that gun, it looks like technology we've seen previously on Doctor Who, but it also feeds into the myth of the moment, which is something that they keep talking about in this trailer. The moment is upon us, and soon the moment will be here.
But yes,
the idea that
the moment to me looks like that jewel or whatever.
Right.
Is that the moment, or what? Is it a big button? Is it a lever that he pulls, or what happens?
See, and that's the thing is, there's a lot, and I too much for me to remember. It's written down somewhere. I'm sure you can find it online, but there's a lot of talk about the moment actually being a weapon, a gun, that's put together to take a moment out of time, to remove a moment from time, which would basically be the time lock. It would be the time war itself being pulled out of time and space. But it also could remove the person using it, as well as the memories of that person.
Yeah.
Which all could feed into why this doctor isn't really a part of the continuity if he's been removed. So,
well, and if John Hurt's doctor comes before 10, you'd think, well, wouldn't 10 remember this? And then you would think, wouldn't 11 remember it twice?
Well, that's why 6 was afraid of 7. 7, 8, 9. So if 10 remembers Hurt...
yeah.
Sorry. Wah, wah, wah.
Oh.
So okay, back to the trailer.
Okay, well, here's my thing about Rose. Okay, here's my thing. I am almost 100% sure that this is not actually Rose.
Okay.
They never said... When it said they were coming back, they never said 10 and Rose are coming back. It just said David Tennant and Billie Piper are coming back. So, I just have this feeling that it's not Rose. Because there's this part in the trailer where, her eyes glow.
She is the bad wolf.
And it's just the bad... Or it's something... I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it actually is Rose. And maybe it's just like an image, and it's using her image, or something. I don't know. But...
Maybe, and that may be, because you don't really.
And I also have another theory about this, but I'll save that for my last theory.
Okay. Yeah. You also don't see Rose with Tennant. She's there, but you see Rose with John Hurt's doctor more.
Right. Yes.
So you're right. Maybe it isn't Rose. Maybe it is something else that's feeding the image of Rose to the doctor.
Yeah.
That's a good call. You also, I don't know if you saw it, there's a still of her kind of standing, looking up at us as the camera's looking at you. And she's wearing the Vortex manipulator.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, there's a part 2 where Clara it looks like she uses it and goes away.
Yes. Goes away forever.
No, she teleports. Let's see, what else is in this? There's the part where he's hanging from the TARDIS. But we've seen cool. that. We've seen that.
God, that mimics. You remember how we first saw him?
Oh yeah, yeah.
With him hanging out the TARDIS.
Yeah.
I'm really worried that's how he's going to die. Not in that special, but just hanging out the TARDIS.
Yeah. That would be crazy. A big fall.
A big fall.
Or
that's how Tom Hager regenerated. Was a big fall. Or
if he regenerates mid-fall or something.
The only thing I've heard on his regeneration, they finished his
shooting.
Scenes. Yeah, they finished shooting. Was that Moffat said, or it wasn't Moffat, it had to have been someone else, but someone said, someone who works, producer or something, said he goes out, you don't want to see him go, but he goes so nobly, and that he has such distinction and effervescence about it. I don't know, something very noble about it. Maybe not the act being noble. He's noble while it happens. So maybe it is something where it just sort of he does something stupid to save someone. I don't know. Maybe he falls.
Yeah, I don't know either. There's a lot of... Oh, you know what's going to be cool, and I'm kind of excited to see it in 3D, is, oh my god, the space battles.
Okay. So
there's a shot that looks like Star Wars or something.
It was all those Dalek fleet ships, and coming out of them were. Remember from first season? Remember the big god of the Daleks, and he was in this giant thing.
Yeah,
had,
he was the Emperor.
The two sides. Yeah, the Emperor of the Daleks. There's this big machination inside the ship, and it's these two sides to it that the Dalek bumps on it. You see those flying out of the time ships. And they're the things that blasting away at Gallifrey.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
It's like, oh my god.
Let me pose this question to you, Matt.
Sure.
Do you think... We've heard a lot of talk. People are like, no, I'm not going to be in it. No, I haven't been hurt. I haven't been asked to be in it.
Right.
No, I've decided I don't want to be in it, Eccleston. Do you think that we will be surprised and somebody will pop up that said they're not going to be in
it? I want to say yes. Here's my problem with this, though. Moffat's done a great job, or I'm sorry, I guess I should say, the BBC has done a great job keeping all of this under wraps. That being said, I think you've seen so many slip-ups already. Mm-hmm. So many leaked this, and so many pictures of shooting there, and I just feel like if any of them had actually been in,
we would have seen some kind of hint. Yeah,
but you got to remember, the especially the cast from before, and this might be stupid. In 2 weeks, we might be saying, "Oh, look, it was just the two," but the cast keeps saying, we're not in it. We're not in it. We weren't asked. We're not going to do it. We were, Colin Baker just did an interview at Orlando Comic-Con, and he was going on about, we weren't worthy enough to be in it. Why would you pick us? And I keep thinking, man, they're trying so hard to make us believe they're not in it. Mm-hmm. Maybe they doth protest too much.
That was perfect, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, here's the thing. I get not having some of the old doctors in there, and I've seen a lot of interviews, and I've seen a lot of people talking about it and people's ideas about why it would be too much, and Moffat has this whole thing about how he said that he doesn't want it to dwell on the past too much.
Right.
He wants to ensure that this show goes on for another 50 years and then makes it to the 100th anniversary.
Right.
And so it's something that he wants to move the show forward.
Right.
So that's what he says. That's what this episode's going to do.
See, I still think you say that. I'm sorry, I got to interrupt. I still think that John Hurt's Doctor is Paul McGann. I still think at some point in time he had his regeneration suspended, the way the Master did to Tennant, and this is just what McGann would have looked like had he grown old.
Yeah, that's one of the good theories out there, and I like it. But going back to the old Doctors, I would love to see McGann, like for real. Like that's one of the big ones that I would really love to see is McGann, and Eccleston too, just because he was. Those are the two that just weren't there for so long.
Yeah,
they were only there for a little bit, and it'd be nice. It just kind of, I don't know, that Eccleston thing that always cheeses me off every time.
Well, and it's I don't know. It's his own fault. I should say. I'm sorry. I apologize. I shouldn't say it's his fault. It was his choice to leave. Mm-hmm. Okay. I get it. As an actor, it's a job. As a person, maybe you disagree with the script or with the course of the show. But looking at how successful it was with Tennant, you can't help but kind of go back in time a little and kind of go, okay.
You started it. He started it.
And he was so popular at doing it.
Yeah.
He didn't show up and then people went, oh God, I hate Eccleston, I can't wait for the next guy. They were saying, wow, he's a really good Doctor Who. And why wouldn't you take the opportunity to do another season? He was getting paid for it. He had fans that enjoyed him. He was on a show that was doing very well. It was a rebirth of an old show. I don't know. I'm sure he's got his reasons and everything. It feels like he didn't want to stay, and I think that's a poor choice to have made as an actor. Mm-hmm. But then again, hindsight's 20/20, and unless you're the Doctor,
right.
then it's like 30/50 or something.
And I would And I would love for him just to pop up in this thing. Not even be as big a part as 10 as obviously he's going to be. But if he was just in it for a bit.
Wouldn't it be great?
Some kind of new footage, you know?
Wouldn't it be great if they did as John Hurt is explaining something, or as they're somewhere in the beginning of the episode as they're talking about why they tried to forget John Hurt, we see sort of a flashback from Matt's mind where you see Hurt after the event and he regenerates into Eccleston.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Just to see that.
Yeah.
And then
even like a thing with McGann where they turn him into John Hurt.
Or they could play it where Hurt's talking about the beginning of the war. So again we get another flashback and you get McGann on the battlefield.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Just those little things.
I know, that would be great. But we'll see. I guess. I don't know what to say.
Now, all that being said, I know I posted this on Facebook, but I still believe wholeheartedly that John Hurt has nothing to do with the current sequence of Doctors.
Okay.
Look, there were 3 of them. Rassilon, Omega, and the other. Rassilon was brought back to life to fight the Time War. We saw that at the end of Time, parts 1 and 2. Omega has in the past attempted to return several times, and it's been proven that he could do it specifically because of a link he had with the Doctor. So it's possible that John Hurt's Doctor is the original, the other, one of the members who founded Time Lord Society. Maybe he was brought from the very distant past, brought to the Time War, and while he was doing this, he knew what he was doing with the moment. He knew he was going to end Time Lord Society. So when the Doctor was young, Hartnell's Doctor was young, he would have had access to these memories. He would have known what was going to happen, whether the Time Lords knew it or not. Maybe that's why the Doctor ran, because he knew inevitably the Time Lords would find out that the Doctor would one day destroy his people. That's my theory.
Okay. Here's my theory, and it's
he's actually a burlesque dancer named the Doctor.
It's really not even my theory.
Okay.
It's somebody's I read, but I completely agree with it, and I think that we can elaborate on it some more.
Okay.
The theory is that Hurt's Doctor is not from this universe. He is an alternate Doctor.
Huh.
Something happens in the Time War where McGann has to use the moment, and something happens to where 2 realities are created. One where he does use the moment and he turns into Eccleston and it goes on, and then another where he doesn't and the Time War rages on and he regenerates into John Hurt.
That's interesting.
And so John Hurt, as the Doctor, decides, I should have done it or whatever. So he tries to, and this is the other person's theory, he finds his way to the universe where it did happen, and he gets the help from the Doctors to help him, change his past or something like that.
Sure. That's an interesting one. I like that.
I do too. I thought that was, because it's a way to make it the Doctor
without
it is the Doctor, but it doesn't mess up the numbers, and it's like...
What if that other universe was the universe that the Meta-Crisis Doctor was in?
Oh, yeah?
Because that could be the explanation for David Tennant.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
As an addition to the theory.
Uh-huh. Well, and Rose, too. Maybe this is a Rose that John Hurt met...
in his universe somewhere.
In his universe.
Right. Whatever the universe might be.
He was bound to meet her anyway, regardless. So maybe he met her in an alternate universe, right, where she exists, and so this is a different Rose. So that's that theory, and I just thought that was really interesting.
That's a really neat theory. That's an interesting story and an interesting take on it, and I'd be very curious to see them. I would not have a problem with that being an explanation.
No, I wouldn't either. I read that and I thought, oh, that would be good. I hope they don't know something and they're spoiling the thing for me.
I will say, Moffat did just give an interview, like a day ago, where he was talking about John Hurt's outfit. Someone during the interview that said, it's interesting that he's wearing two different doctors' outfits. What looks like McGann underneath, what looks like Eccleston with the jacket. And Moffat kind of laughed about it and said, well, we never even thought of that when we were coming up with the outfit.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, he said...
how could you not see it? I mean,
right.
That's just, I don't know.
Well, apparently he says when he told the costume department or whatever, he said, we want it to look like a doctor who's been the doctor for a while. So evolve an outfit, make it look like someone who's rough. He says the clue is in the beard, that a man doesn't have a beard like that, unless he's gone through a lot of his life,
Well, and this is the first doctor also with facial hair.
It is, actually. Yeah, you're right.
Unless Capaldi comes in and decides to have like a pointy mustache or something.
Actually, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I really want Capaldi's doctor to wear a different outfit every episode.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's always trying something new, and it doesn't always fit right. Like, sometimes he comes out and he's wearing something, and it's perfect for him, just not for that episode. And then the next episode, he should have just stayed in it, but he goes to something completely different. He's streamlined in a suit in one episode, and the next episode he's wearing clown garb. And you're just
the fans will be like, we don't know what to dress up like or what to draw.
If you think he should wear clown garb, text 44220. If you think he should wear Sherlock's outfit, text 44230.
Standard text messaging rates apply.
Call now.
Oh, man. Anyway.
Our brains.
So, yeah, but he has like a 8-9 outfit, you were saying.
Yeah. Yeah, he does, and Moffat just kind of laughed it off. Could be lying to us anyway. I don't know. It's too convenient that he would fit as a doctor in between doctors. It's too easy.
Yeah.
Moffat's not.
There was and you said, I think it was last time Moffat said there was some interview where he said, as far as regenerations go, you guys are missing something. There's something you're...
And it's right under our noses, he says.
There's something you hadn't... Something you haven't thought of that's right there that would explain this.
Well, and I still...
And when when it happens, I'm going to be like, oh, duh,
Well, we all will. That's going to be the clencher.
Yeah. Like the Tessellite. I was like, duh!
It was right under our noses. Like, of course. Let me just say, Moffat's very clever. The problem with him is when he plays the long game with stuff, we spend just a little too much time, I think, seeing what happens when we make the right guesses. Everybody guessed who River Song was, and by the time you got to the big reveal, you already knew who River Song was.
Actually, I didn't. I was so surprised.
Fair enough. Well, you had it,
but I knew that she was the astronaut, like that.
Right. Well, and you knew that
obviously
she killed the doctor. Yeah. They made that blatantly obvious.
And then when they revealed it, it was like nothing.
It's like, oh, well, of course, I've waited all season for this.
Yeah.
But it just, I don't know. Like, it's such a, I don't know. He's so good at this stuff, but then he leaves too many clues for some things and no clues for the other. Mm-hmm. He red herrings your ass as far as you can go when it comes to some things.
That sounds painful.
It really is. Considering that it's the British red herring,
Ooh.
That's done with hooks. Now, let me say...
Stop.
Let me also say this. There's so many unanswered questions. He talks about the Christmas special coming up, and Moffat does. And he says, forget who blew up the TARDIS. What about, and he like lists all this other stuff. And I'm thinking, no, who the hell blew up the TARDIS?
Yeah.
Dude, don't red herring me. Come on, come back over here.
It's important.
Damn you, Moffat.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Well, you know what would be awesome if at the end of the 50th anniversary special there was like some kind of preview for the Christmas special.
Right.
I mean, I bet they could. I mean, it's only a month away.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure there will be.
Yeah.
I already got the synopsis for the Christmas special. Here we go.
Okay, I'm excited. Exclusive, folks.
Ready?
Yeah.
On the eve of the fall of the 11th, when no man can speak forcefully or fail to answer, a question will be asked on Christmas Day. Screw you, Moffat. I know that's what you're going to do.
That's what the synopsis will be.
It'll be something far more like esoteric. Like, as Christmas Eve approaches, so does the Christmas Eve of someone's life. Who might regenerate? Join us Christmas Day for Doctor Who, starring Matt Smith and Peter Capaldi as the Doctor.
Introducing Peter Capaldi.
In the episode titled "The Next Doctor, Part 2, Electric Boogaloo."
I think it'll be. It might be the fall of the 11th.
That you're right. That might be.
Or another good one I heard was 12th Night. I heard that somewhere.
Look at an idea. That.
Well, that would be cool because it's like the 11th hour.
12th night.
And then like maybe the first episode of season 8 would be like 12th night. That would be cool.
Hold on. Does that mean that if we're ever gonna do like an episode that's the 4th episode of season, we can call it like 4th meal, where Doctor Who goes to Taco Bell?
Maybe
drives through in the TARDIS.
In the TARDIS, yes. Oh, I do love those cinnamon twists.
With the twist.
Yes.
What would you like on your chalupa there, sir? It's a mystery. Only at the silence falling will I tell you.
Will I tell you what I want?
When silence falls, get me a burrito.
Oh. Okay, let me think. If anything else I could think of on this trailer or anything.
I'm super freaking excited to see apparently a bunch of Time Lords in power armor.
Oh, that looked cool too. Yeah, you barely see it, but yeah. You know what else is also funny is you never actually see John Hurt talking.
Yeah.
You just hear his like voiceover in some parts,
so
and then the rest of the time he's just standing there. The funniest thing is, I know you haven't seen it yet, but Merlin. John Hurt is the voice of the dragon that's in Merlin that Merlin talks to sometimes.
Really?
And so all I hear is dragon in that preview, in that trailer. All I hear is like, the dragon's there. Oh my god!
I love it.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Good times.
Let's see. We can talk about. There's not a lot with Clara in this trailer. They don't really show her a lot. They do. She uses the time vortex manipulator and vortex manipulator, and
she's in the TARDIS as he's hanging on to it.
Yes, yeah. She's kind of standing and hanging out the door. Yeah. There's a part where it looks like she's crying. There's this weird part where they're like dancing around in the TARDIS or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do some weird little dance.
I thought maybe that was how they calculated the coordinates to go back in time to meet John Hurt's Doctor. It's like an interpretive dance.
It's like bees. They communicate through dancing. And she's there. You know what? Oh man, I'm so excited for her. She's there in that scene when he says, "Oh, you redecorated." You know, she's there in the background.
Yeah.
And gosh, that'll be so cool to see them interact. You know, Ten and Clara.
That'll be kind of cool.
Yeah. You know, one thing I one thing I thought about, and I think this is another reason why I don't think it's Rose, is because, and the only way it could work is if she would forget, is because this way Rose would know, like, oh, I'm not going to be with you forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, she would see that, oh, this is a future version of you, you've moved on.
Right.
And, you look different and you moved on. I'm not in the picture, what happens to me? Right. So I feel like that's another reason why I don't think this would be Rose, because that would be kind of a complicated
issue. The Rose could actually be a Zygon.
This is true.
So could John Hurt.
I did not... No, don't... So could...
David Tennant.
Everyone else. No.
They're all Zygons.
Yeah. I did not know this about Zygons. I looked this up.
Yes.
Apparently they're like shapeshifters.
Yes, they can infiltrate.
And they disguise themselves. There was a thing on the internet. It was a Strax field report back to the Centaurans, and he was saying, there's something about the Zygons. He's like, and they can disguise themselves. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that.
Yep. Yeah. But they can't talk.
Oh, they can't?
No, when they're disguised, because they sound like Zygons.
Oh.
I thought.
I have no idea. I haven't seen it.
If it's true,
it was a Fourth Doctor episode. I know that, and it was long. There was only one of them.
Right.
They've only been around once. But
if it's true, if they can't talk, maybe that's why John Hurt is never seen talking.
No.
Oh, it's a twist on
maybe Zygons sound like John Hurt.
Or perhaps they all just sound like John Hurt.
There you go.
He does seem to have a raspy voice and whisper all the time, like when the Zygons talked in that old episode.
Yeah. There is that line where he's like, "I'm looking for the doctor." And the Tennant's, oh, you come to the right place.
That is very Tennant-y ways.
Yeah, Tennant and Smith together are going to be, it's going to be the best.
It really is.
It's going to be like me and you.
Yay!
Yeah.
It really will.
Yeah. I'm so excited for it, and especially as excited as I am for the funny moments, I am so excited for the serious moments between the two of them.
Yeah.
Especially that line where he's like, I want to know what happens to me for once, and he's like, no, you don't. Yeah. Like, that just gives me chills, that whole, Tennant's like, why are we here? What are we doing?
Yeah, yeah.
It's going to be amazing.
I concur.
I feel like I had another thing I was going to say.
Why don't you throw another question our way?
Oh, I have a question for you.
Okay.
What do you think of John Hurt's TARDIS?
Hold on.
What?
I don't know what you're talking about. John Hurt has a TARDIS?
Yes.
Where'd you see that?
It was on Tumblr. I saw it.
No, John Hurt doesn't have a TARDIS.
Yes, look it up.
Hang on, let me look it up here real quick.
No, I just edited this whole thing out so you could look it up.
I couldn't help myself. Okay, I'm sorry. All right.
Let's not that again. All right, behind the scenes. We just took 5 minutes for us to look up this picture because he had not seen it.
Just for me.
And now he's acting like he still hasn't seen it.
Okay, we'll edit all this out. Let's go back. Okay.
No, we'll keep this part.
No.
It's too late.
I'll edit the first. Ask me again.
Okay. So, Matt, I have a question.
Hold on.
I can't. Oh, God.
Okay, go.
So, Matt, I have a question for you.
Oh?
Yes.
For me?
Yes. What do you think of John Hurt's TARDIS?
It's interesting.
Yes.
No, it is. It looks really cool. It looks very, very different than we've seen so far.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the glass tubules and everything. It's just, I don't know, that's really cool. I like the idea that there might be more than just the one or two TARDISes.
Oh yeah, and it looks more. It looks real simple. It's more white, kind of, and looks like console's almost a little smaller.
Well, and you know what's interesting? You're right. It looks more like there's more wide open space to it, which is a huge reflection of the old Doctor Who style.
Yeah,
TARDISes.
Yeah.
But who's John Hurt?
And yeah, it's just it's pretty interesting. You know, you have all these shots in the trailer.
Yeah.
You know, Matt Smith's like Geronimo, and then it cuts to Alonzi, and he flips the switch, and then you know John Hurt. You know, it's in his TARDIS. So I don't. It's interesting. Yeah.
His catchphrase is an alien burst from his chest.
Ooh, that's a deep cut, man.
Really wonderful catchphrase. Slight drawback: he can only do it once.
Do it once. When no man can speak forcibly
or fail to answer,
a catchphrase will be uttered. That's a catchphrase he will take to the grave.
What's the name of the doctor? Ah!
Oh God.
Well played.
Oh man. Okay. So, yeah.
Geronimo, allons-y, and it's John Hurt lying dead on the floor.
That would be. Oh, I don't know what that would be.
The end.
The end. Yeah. Credits. Okay. Well, I don't know. I can't think of anything else. I mean, there was a lot, but it's...
Yeah, hey, 2 weeks from now, we are going to have...
so much to talk about.
Oh, my God.
It'll be an extra long episode, I'm sure.
So everyone knows, we're going to record that night, and we will have it airing and up by the time we go to see it in the theater.
Yes, that is the plan.
That is the plan. It's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, let's kind of throw out our final... what we think is going to happen. Our final theory here.
Who do you want to go first?
Okay, I'll go first.
Okay.
I'm going to stick with it's the alternate Doctor, and they're going to help him change the past in his own universe. And so they have to sort of revisit this time war. And Rose is the bad wolf. For some reason, she has to come back, and because kind of bad wolf kind of ended the time war, you know, in her mind.
Right.
Back with Eccleston, she was like, "I ended, you know, the time war ends, whatever."
Right.
And yeah, I really have no idea what's going to happen with with Elizabeth and with units in there, and yeah, no idea. So,
but clearly, we do know that he leaves Queen Elizabeth there, runs off.
Yes.
Never goes back. She's still waiting in a glade to elope with him.
Yes, and he must have done something with her.
I don't know, those crazy Brits.
Will there be a love scene?
Who knows? Only time will tell.
Only time will tell.
Who knows?
It's like a bad like Austin Powers. Like after he kills the guy, like makes all those puns. Only time will tell.
Okay, what do I think is going to happen? I think this is actually going back to the Time War, and I think that John Hurt's Doctor is the aged version of McGann. That this isn't resetting anything. This isn't resetting the lineage. That this is just what McGann would look like if his regenerations were suspended. And I think that Tennant will have to forget everything because the bad wolf will erase his mind of all of this. Or the moment itself being a weapon will erase all of their minds of it.
Except for maybe John Hurt, because
I think he'll regenerate.
Yeah.
I think we'll see him regenerate into Eccleston.
Okay. That would, yeah.
And then I think even Matt Smith will forget that this happened. Like his doctor.
Okay, that's interesting.
So at the end of it, no one will know.
Oh my gosh. You know what would be the biggest shocker is if, like, Capaldi was in this somewhere. We've almost all forgotten about Capaldi, you know. Like, after all these trailers and stuff. It's like, you know what? There's another doctor we have put out of our minds. Let's think about him for a second.
That's a really good point.
If he popped up, like, hey, I'm going to help too. Who am I? Well, you'll find out.
And I'm the Cowardly Lion. Let's go. Like that Futurama episode, Zoidberg just drives up in a cab. And I'm the Cowardly Lion.
And I'm the other guy.
And I'm Courage.
Yeah. Tenant's the Scarecrow.
Matt Smith is the wizard.
And John Hurt just wants to go home. He just...
How did I get on set? I'm not in Doctor Who. I'm John Hurt.
I meant he was Dorothy, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
That works too. We have too much fun here, folks.
We really do.
We're both very tired, and
we always record these like at the end of the day when we're both ready to pass out.
Yeah. But awesome. It was about time.
It was about time. Oh, snap.
That's going up on the blog tomorrow.
Taylor, I got nothing else.
Yeah, I'm all dried up of Doctor Who. Because speculation.
You know, they make water pills for that, just in case.
Yeah. Yeah, I need a drink. Well,
folks, just a couple
holy cow. Yeah. Depending on if they release this prequel thing,
we'll try to get a quick one in.
Depending on if it's like a couple days before, we probably won't, but then we'll just talk about it.
Yeah, as part of the
episode.
But we will record
as part of our 50th anniversary Day of the Doctor extravaganza event. I don't know.
You heard it here, folks. We don't edit this stuff.
No, I don't know. I might. We'll see if I edit the end. I don't know.
All right. So, this is Matt from the Vortex telling you all to have a wonderful, safe, whatever the hell it is you do, and we'll see you again soon during the Day of the Doctor.
Yes.
On a spaceship. So long.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye. Of Rassilon. Bye.